in the month when I put out my mid-year planner situation, my planner Thunderdome, as it will, I said that I'm going to be using the Erin Condren Hardbound Life Planner as a church planner. The reason being is that I am president of the board of trustees of my church for the next year, and it felt like a good way to keep all of that stuff separate. Like, I still kind of keep notation of things in my planner, but I also keep a lot of things separate in here. I'm going to give you some fair warning though when I show you this, because I did promise a walkthrough of what I'm doing so far. This is not fancy. This is not fancy. So if you want fancy stickers and shit, that's not the video. This is not the video for you. This is scribbles and stuff. There might be a few fanciness thrown here or there, but for now, and I've only been using it a couple weeks, so there's not much in here. So I'm just going to kind of give you a heads up of what I'm doing. So this is the large, by the way. This is probably one of the best spreads for me in the entire planner. I have the Christian designs. They are the transparent dots, these guys. And I am using them to mark different church meetings and things like that. And I've only got them marked through June because that's when my presidency is over. And this is kind of what this planner is for. So we have board meetings in blue, sermons that I give in purple, social justice discussions that I'm going to be leading at church in gray, balloon deadline, it's our monthly newsletter. Common Ground is the community organizing group that we are working with, and so those meetings and such, and then social events, they're for things for the church. I may add more dots as time goes on, but for now I wanted to kind of get an idea of what my church calendar is looking like. So we have those going on throughout the year thus far, and you can see that I'm just kind of taking a look at what the calendar looks like. The balloon deadline especially, because I always fucking miss that shit. What I did was I went and I wrote in each month for the next 12 months, and I put some kind of notes on there of things that are upcoming. Not like a future log and bullet journaling, but kind of just like a things to think about that are upcoming, whether it's our assistant minister leaving this month, or knowing that the board's committee fair that we have to have a booth at is in February, or when our DRE, our Director of Religious Education, starts in September, those things. So those are all kind of marked in here, and as upcoming things that I need to remember start showing up, I'm gonna start writing them in here as like an overview for the year. So these two pages together kind of represent the hive mind of my church experience, if that makes any sense. Now we're into the monthly, and this is where I've just got written in deadlines and things like that, meetings that I need to remember. And on this side, again, it's another one of those checklists of things that I need to remember to do. This will help me to make sure I get the board agenda sent out, things like that. So this is just a to-do list of things that month that need to be done and that I need to just check them off. And this list is gonna show up every month, most likely, in some form or another. And it's just going to be a continual reminder to not forget to do this, because with like newsletters and stuff, if I miss a deadline and I send it in, I could probably get our administrator to work with me, but I don't want to give her that kind of stress if I don't need to. And then we get into the weekly pages, and what you see here is just very basic writing in. This is the first week I used this, and what I did was I'm using these clear headers. I don't want to use a lot of stickers in this planner because it's hardbound. It'll get fat and uncomfortable very quickly. So I'm using these, you can like personalize these header stickers. They're transparent, again, from Christian Designs. And what I did was, rather than put them on every day of the week, because I don't need that if I'm doing the same thing. So I'm just gonna put them on Monday so that I can see, this is my to-do column, this is my to-call column, this is my to-email column. I'm just throwing in things I need to do, people I need to call, people I need to email into these squares. And like I said, this is the first week of my presidency, so there wasn't a lot there. And then what I've also started doing, here's a week I haven't started yet, but here is some things that I need to remember to do that week, either for the board or for whatnot. So I'm just using this as like a reminder column of things to remember to put on an agenda or whatnot. And like, I know something's coming up in September, so I've made notes here. And then that's how I'm just going to use these weeks. There might be some weeks where nothing's been used, and there might be some weeks where it's covered in stuff. This is mostly just to help me organize my thoughts to make sure that things get done. This is not about beautiful planning. This is specifically not about planning my whole life. This is, I can pick this up, open it up at the start of the week and say, okay, these are my to-dos for this job that I am doing, and all of the things in my life, from the work things I do to my kids, to my husband, to my social life, to what's social life? That's a fucking joke right there. But then, and with church, because of the responsibility of being on the board of trustees, I need to make sure to get these things done. And so this is my fucking like, in my face, do this shit kind of situations. That's how I'm using this planner. I'm gonna get to the end though, because the other reason I chose this particular planner is because I can use the notes sections, because they are full fucking pages, and that's what I love. So on these pages, like I'm gonna use this for sermon prep, and I actually need to start doing that. And then like in the back here on these dot grids, I've used them for trainings. I have some of these notebook headers from Chrissy Ann Designs to use for situations that I'm working on. So these are great planning pages, and that's what I'm gonna use those for. I also have a binder. It's one of those new Ashley Goldberg binders from Target, because I thought, why not? And it's rose gold, so it matches this shit. Has all of my important church documents in it. But that's how I'm using this. This is not, when I talk about like pretty planning, beautiful planning, decorative planning, whatever, that's not what this is. This is at its very core, this is like for a job that I'm doing, except my job is not paid and very rewarding, I will tell you. Very rewarding. But yeah. So that's how I'm using this. So it was a real quick walkthrough, because there's no fanciness coming up in here. But I mean, tell me about your non-fancy things that you're doing with planning, where you just get down to it and are like, I gotta write some shit down and take care of some shit. Like, let me know about that, because I love seeing decorative fancy shit. I love stickers and seeing all the things. But I also love knowing that people, when they get down to it, they'll just be like, I'm gonna write some shit down with a regular ass pen and be done with it. So let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.